Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm back. Let me just check and make sure that Facebook has caught up with us. And I'm going to do the prophecy here. Excuse me, I'm going to give y'all a few minutes. Excuse me, a few minutes to get in the building. To get in the building. I appreciate y'all for coming back. Okay, Facebook is good. YouTube has restarted. Guys, don't forget as you coming in, hit that like button and share us out so that everyone will know that we are still going, we are still alive, and we got more to discuss. We got a lot to discuss. So where we left off was PIA was telling her, telling us about how her grandson was like asking her, was she a witch because she was doing gardening and stuff. And that's what the stigma and the what is attached to these things. When you're doing herbs and you're using them, looking at the moon to tell you when to plant and all of that, you must be doing witchcraft. Gotta be, huh? So Country Hustle said, when I was saying they gonna find a way to start charging us for our feelings, Country Hustle said charging you for your feelings is us spending money on pagan holidays. Bam. You said something right there, Country Hustle. I mean, you said something right there. I didn't even think of it like that. There is a way for them to profit off of your feelings. Because everybody be in the Christmas spirit. That's your feeling during Christmas. And you going out there spending that money because you in the spirit. Hey, LGG, I'm live for the second time. I'm live for the second time. So they are profiting off of that as well. Yes, and Sylvia said, "Get sick, J3, and you will be charged for air. They charge you if you got to be put on a ventilator. That ain't free for them to help you breathe, help them to pump air into you. That ain't free. Yep. So I think that was all. Yep, that's all the uh questions from. I mean, all the comments from the last live. So let's see. Love these topics, TZ said, and we are learning together. Yes, that's what the goal is. LGD says, well, I can't keep up. Look, I'm trying. Hey, Miss Alice, welcome in, welcome in. Okay, y'all. So let me share the next video. Let's move on. Let's move on. It says I'm sharing already. Okay. So I shared that one. I'm gonna go to this next YouTube video since we talking about religion and people fighting and stuff. I'm gonna share this one. Let's see. Let's get this to load on up. Maybe I had. Oh, it's taking a while. I was gonna say maybe I have to refresh it. Let me stop sharing that one and refresh this one. See, y'all are making it back. Y'all are making it back into the room, back into the room. Hope y'all having a great weekend. Okay, so take this video back a little bit and let me take it off 2 times speed, because y'all know I be watching stuff in 2 times speed. But I want y'all to get it at the regular speed, okay? So let me share my screen with you guys. And we're going to watch this and y'all tell me what you think. Let me make it big so y'all can see it.
Persons who are aggrieved become silly or savage. They lose the knowledge of self, and they begin to live the life of a beast.
Hey, almost on standing with
Palestinians are
Janet.
human beings that are suffering apartheid in their own country. They've taken it for so long. It's easy for them now to strap a bomb on themselves and go into a restaurant and kill people who don't even know why they're dying. They just want to redistribute the pain. The Israelis practice the law of retaliation, but to the extreme. The Old Testament says, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. And it warns the aggrieved, don't exceed the limits. The Quran says in matters of the slain, it is a life for a life. But we are warned by God not to exceed the limits and not to ever be the aggressor. For Allah loves not the aggressor. My Palestinian brothers shot some rockets into Israel. Rockets. They must have gotten them at Sears or Walmart. I don't know where they got them. But wait. The rockets killed a few people and got a few $1,000s worth of damage was done by hundreds of rockets that evidently didn't know where the hell they were going. They just... But Israel responded. She always retaliates. I want you to listen to me. She always retaliates. She always retaliates. And it's never a life for a life. Because if a Jew is killed, then they want 100 Palestinians, because they have devalued the life of a Palestinian. When God said a life for a life, he's putting all life on an equal status. But they kill thousands of men, women, and children. They bomb schools and mosques and hospitals, and they make no apology. And guess what? Guess what? Our president said, our Secretary of State said, and Congress said they have the right to defend themselves. Am I lying? Am I lying? I didn't hear you. With that lopsided slaughter, the UN wanted to indict Israelis for crimes against humanity. But it's okay for them to retaliate. And of course, they've been in Palestine since 1948 as an independent nation. And before that, they came by the 1 and the 2 and the 3. It's their pattern from Europe. And then war comes. And they take the land that belonged to the Palestinians, and they give it a divine backing. Of course, we are the children of Israel. We are the people of God, and they sell you the story that if you're kind to the children of Israel, God will be kind to you. I want to tell you the truth of that tonight. My dear brothers and sisters, 60 years, America has been supporting Israel. Congress, you send billions of dollars each and every year. But you have not been just to us. Lessons.
Bomb drop. I told y'all. It's gonna be a little controversial, be a little couple things that we're gonna go over. That may not agree with, but hey, it is what it is. He said a lot. We talked about this briefly on yesterday, and I wanted y'all to hear this video. And I'm not telling y'all to pick sides. I'm not picking sides, not telling you what to do, but you need to be aware of things that are going on, even if it's not here, because your country is supporting things that are going on around the world that could in turn affect you. At the beginning of this video, you heard Farrakhan say about them sending a person into a environment of innocent people that has nothing to do with what's going on in their country. But that's how it could affect you. That's how it's been affecting us. Because we decided to step in as a nation and pick a side, they can decide to retaliate on us. And that's just not just with this particular war with Palestine and Israel. We have supported and picked sides in different events around the world. When they have their meetings, the United Nations have meetings or whatever, we don't know what is said. We don't know what position the United States have truly taken in those meetings that has been voiced or supposed to represent us as a whole. Okay? And when they do that, those countries and those people could get mad and come back and retaliate on us who may not feel the same way or may not agree with what is being portrayed. We might not feel that way. We might not be against whatever the representative is saying. But because it's being represented that we do as a country, that's how we feel as a country, then that's how you as an individual could be affected. They could come in and set a device to go off in your area of the world. That's how it affects you. That's why I was saying yesterday, we can't sit back and say, well, that's an issue with them. It don't affect me. That's their business. No. This country is representing you, and that's how it can affect you, and that's why you need to be aware of these things. And it's a whole lot of other stuff that he stated on this video. I just wanted just to spark your brain and let you see what is going on. He even mentioned how we say the United States takes a stand and say it's okay for one side of a people to retaliate against another one and take out more than take it to the extreme because they are defending themselves. But if you do that here in this country, it is not tolerated. It's not tolerated. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Let me see. Sylvia says, did I speak to you, Miss Alice? Welcome in, welcome in. I spoke to Janet. Welcome in, Janet Homesteading. The almost homesteading with Janet. Let's see. Sylvia says Farrakhan will make you want to slap somebody, right? A lot of things he says, it will make you, step back and take a look at it from a lot of different aspects. And you don't even have to be a Muslim or whatever, but the stuff that he be speaking is just true. Human facts. Mike say his part. Look, let it go, huh, Mark? Mike, tell him let it go, let it go. Let the hair go. Just go bald. Just go bald. Let's see. Let it go, let it go. Almost homesteaded with Janet says, supporting a country doesn't mean giving them just enough weapons and support to prolong a war. Y'all quiet on that. Look, that you giving, if you paid attention to the video, and he said the Palestinians shot off a rocket, wonder where they got it from. I guess they got it from Sears. Do some research and find out where they got their stuff from. They don't have the means to make that stuff. And then he already told you who's back in the. See, there's a man in the middle, or I would say a man in the middle, or people. We've experienced this a lot in our. I'm trying to say this without implicating anybody in anything, because allegedly we don't know. But in your life, you know how you've always been in a circle of friends, and when there's mess going on, there's an instigator, somebody instigating it, and sometimes that person that's instigating be playing both sides of the fence and pushing y'all up, going back saying, telling this person what the other person said, and then going over there telling the other person what they said, and then that person in the middle be the one keeping up all the mess. If that person that's in the middle get out the way, them two sides could probably come to some kind of agreement, agree to disagree, and just let it go, right? But no, that instigator don't want to see them two sides come together, because it wouldn't benefit them to have them to come together. It'll probably be worse for them if those two sides come together. If they should ever talk and find out what's really going on, they could probably team up on whoever instigating and find out, hey, you've been the one pushing up. I ain't gonna say no more. I ain't gonna say no more. I ain't gonna say no more. But you get what I'm saying. So Sylvia says Farrakhan always dropping, but always. He says sounds like stand your ground, right? Don't. Thank you. PIA is telling y'all don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you so much, PIA. Right. Ha ha. Sears. Sears, right, Janet? LGG say we are coming from a spiritual standpoint. Bible unfolding. Definitely. Definitely. Scriptures are being revealed. Who knew who the instigator? We know who the instigator is, Sylvia said. We know, but the people that fighting, they don't they they may know, they may have some inkling, but they don't have, I don't think they have proof. Because if they knew what we knew, then we would be, yeah, we would be, yeah, it'll be different. Things will be different. Things will be different. So let's go on to the next video. To the next video. LGG says, oh, it's not showing on my phone. What is it? She says, imagine all our government secrets are getting ready to be in foreign lands. We are all going to know the dirty facts. And just imagine when all that stuff get together, all the unveiling happens. That's why on my last live I said that you need to know the truth, the real truth, because it's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to pick a side, and you can't pick a side based off of what you have been taught traditionally here in the United States, off of this Western thinking, your Western mind that they have given you. You need to know the truth so you can pick where you're going to be, who you're going to help. Because if you pick the wrong thing, it could cost you your life. That's why you need to know what's going on in these other countries. Because it's not only that they're hurting those peoples in those other countries, but they're hurting people here. They know stuff about the government, what the government is doing here to people who are living here in America that we don't know. Okay, let me pull up this other video and I'm gonna share that with y'all. Let's see. All right, so like I told y'all, we jumping around. So Sylvia says, like I said, and the skeletons are falling out of the closet. The door has been opened, right? And Jenny says, always got to research independently. And exactly, always got to research independently. Don't just go blindly letting somebody tell you it is what it is. Go research independently. Okay, so let's do this one. Let me make sure the volume is up on that. I don't know why my volume keeps going down, but let me go back. All right, here we go, guys. Next video.
Make sure off your plate. If you have 4 different sides on your plate, at least half need to be unprocessed whole foods. And what I mean by unprocessed whole foods, I mean a food that's not broken down, a food that you didn't have to put in a processor, a food that you didn't have to chop up, a food that you didn't have to put on a skillet. And the best way to do this is by making a good green salad, y'all. Make a salad. A salad is the best way. And guess what? You can get the diversity in there. Let me show you how to do this. Romaine take a different bacteria than actually regular lettuce. Regular lettuce take a different bacteria than bok choy. Bok choy take a different microorganism than arugula. So all those 4 things I just said, you can mix all of these things together. Now guess what you got going on? You have a diversity of microbiotas mixed in a plate. Now we can even take it farther, right? Because we know that oxidative stress is going to kick in, right? Now, since oxidative stress is going to kick in because this is a bio-living entity food that you're finna take in, and it doesn't have any additives and preservatives, insecticides, pesticides on it, and all of these different herbicides on it, you can add some lime or some key lime juice to actually bring a antioxidative mechanism to it. So now the food will even last longer, and the microbes are actually taking in those astringent properties. So when you eat the microbes, they already have the astringent properties in them, and your cells automatically start detoxing once your food break down the solids. You see that all by adding a shot of lemon to your salad dressing, or adding a shot of key lime juice to your salad dressing, because the microbia is going to go crazy with the citric astringent bioflavonoids and tannins, curcumins, saponins, all the different things that's inside of them, and now they in your body helping detoxify your cells, because these same microbiotas become your cells. See what I'm saying?
I love the way, because people always think they can say anything to fat people anyway. Like, you know, like
I
people
don't know
have
why
they
it
love.
goes to that video. That's not, that's not where I was going. Oh, because that's the next video on that. Okay, I get it. Okay, y'all. So I wanted to share that video because we already talked about processed foods and what's the importance of having the of not getting the processed food and growing your own stuff. You basically, what that man say, you eating SHIT when you eating processed food. Okay, let's move right along. Move right along.
Attack, Dr. Yaki, and I'm full of gallstones. Break them down naturally. Break them down naturally. 6 days of nothing but apple juice. Yes. The malic acid in the apple juice. 32 ounces of Granny Smith apples a day. 32 ounces of Granny Smith apple juices a day will actually soften up the gallstones. Then on the 6th day, make sure that you drink a cup of grapefruit juice if you're not on hypertension medication. And if you are, then we need to heal them kidneys and those adrenals. On the 6th day, drink a cup of grapefruit juice with a half a cup of organic pressed olive oil. Boom. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take some magnesium citrate. Two cups of it. Fill it up. And guess what? You're going to be pooping. And when you go and you look in that toilet, guess what you're going to find? Dissolved gallstones. How many times I done did that cleanse within the last 9 months?
Right.
We do them every ladder attack, Dr. Yaki.
So I wanted to share that video with you because he's telling you how to heal naturally from gallstones. Granny Smith apples. Get you some Granny Smith apples and detox on it. Have any of you guys heard of that before? Great information that you can grow to heal yourself in your garden. Let's see. Let me go back. We gonna keep on keeping on. Trying to make this video back bigger. All right. On to the next. On to the next. Let me see what y'all saying in the comments while I go to the next video. Let's see. Sylvia says, no, that's LGG says, Lita Farrakhan is a prophet, brilliant, strong brother. God protects him because in the past, when you speak the truth, right, they try to take you out. They send in one of your own to silence you. That's their plan. That's their MO. Speaking truth, LGG. Cousin Angela says skeletons are warm bodies in the closet, and now you see it. What you gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Janet, what? Go to corral? Sylvia says he know what he talking about. Lemon is homemade salad dressing. You will know the difference. Yep. LGG says food that is raw is sexy to me. All right, LGG. I'm slowly switching my intake. In Italy, she says they only use balsamic vinegar and olive oil on everything. Janet says lots of herbs helps the gallbladder and liver. Yes, it does. Helps to clean you out and keep you regular. She said it, PIA. She said it was sexy. All right, next video.
Drain it out like this. So we drain the water, we soak them in. So they all soak for 12 hours. Now this side with the zipper in your hand so it doesn't ooze out through the sides. It doesn't ooze out. And this area you're gonna press, like you massage. It's a massage. Don't press it too tight initially, and then you clog up the pores and it doesn't come out. So you press and release, and just keep massaging. So you want to get it to the point where you bring it out just tight, like this. So go ahead, continue. This is the Sunfire press band. We have them online. So bring it out real tight. Drain it out like this.
Okay, this video I wanted to share with you guys because it's showing how they're making milk from plants. You don't have to buy that out the store. And many of you in your research and in your findings have found that we're not supposed to be drinking milk from another species, right? From no other animal. That's why we got the problems that we got now. Yes, plant milk, Janet. When I was growing lettuce for the first time over the summer, I will tell you that in my research, and I think it was romaine lettuce I was growing. In my research, I found that one of the signs that your lettuce is growing properly and has the correct nutrients in it is when you pick it and you see a white milky substance coming out of it. Cashews you can make milk from, like G Mama is saying. That's why she switched to nut milk. You can get milk from you can make cashew milk. You ain't gotta buy that in the store. You can make that yourself. Hey G Hud, welcome in, welcome in. You can make all of that yourself instead of drinking milk from animal. So I wanted to share that so you guys can know. LGG says, when I eat live food, it excites me. My body feels different. It definitely does. It definitely does. Let's see. Hey, Jova Q, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Okay, y'all. Let's see. Let's see what else we're going to learn tonight. What else we going to learn tonight? Next video.
They had a law that they created that said that anything other than grass could not be in your front yard. It's called the Beautification Act of America. Because people had whole farms. You wanted a lot of land, not to cut that sucker with a lawnmower, to grow stuff, to take care of your stuff. But no, we need you to go to the grocery store now. And keep in mind, the grocery store doesn't have anything growing. And in your mind, you keep saying it's a grocery store and there's nothing growing. You go to the pharmacy and there's no farm. But you know, your mind has been programmed by lack, limitation, and not enoughness in a slave mindset. You're not able to put it all together here. There's nothing in here healthy. So the bottom line is we were taught to limit ourselves from our natural healing. We were taught to be afraid of getting into our natural self because that's paganism. Herbalism is paganism. You got crystals and you got stones and things, and you into these numbers. That's pagan. You got to go to the church to get your healing, and you got to wait till you die to go to heaven. But the book, I'm reading the book, it don't say that. Where's this in the book at? I thought it said something about creating heaven on earth. I thought it said something about you can do more than I. Once you realize that you've got to reach this divine state inside you, they had a law that they...
Y'all, look, we back to this religion thing. So let me read y'all comments before I say what I'm gonna say. G Hud says, "Is it really milk though that they sell it in the stores?" What she talking about? Anything that's not whole has a water base. So that's what G Hud telling y'all. Y'all might want to think about what y'all buying in the store. Janet says, "Worst law ever." Right. But for them, it's the best thing ever because that's the way that they're going to keep you going to the grocery store to buy things that's supposed to be grown there. I hope y'all picked up on that. What's going on, LP? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Sylvia says he brought it with that. Pure facts. Pure facts. Yes. And somebody in the chat, GT, I know you probably know the name. I forgot this doctor's name, the show. He has a YouTube page. And I want to say his name is Dr. Shoot, don't make me lie. Something Rich or something. Oh, I can't think of his name and I watch him all the time. No, not Dr. Cyrus. Hello, is that his name? Dr. V. Cyrus. Bobby Price. That's what it is. Thank you, G Mama. Dr. Bobby Price. So this is a clip. And welcome in, Wrath636. Thank you for being here. This is a clip from Dr. Bobby's Price page. Y'all, if you're not following Dr. Bobby Price on YouTube, he has a lot of stuff on his page about gardening and food. He was a medical professional, and now he uses his expertise to push the truth out about gardening and healing your body through plants and stuff. And he interviews different people. He has a wealth of information on there. I recommend that you guys go over there and listen and learn a lot. Yeah, Janet. Yep, with the ladies, Janet. And yep, go over there and listen and learn a lot. So I'm going to go. I haven't watched this whole episode. I plan to watch it. And yeah, uh, it'll probably lead to another Gumbo Garden conversation. Sylvia says the healing is in the leaves. Yes, it is. So let's go. Let's keep it moving. Let's get some more knowledge. Here we go. I hope y'all ready.
Absolutely. Why would a government invest? Man, come on now, sister. Where you're going with this. Why would they invest hundreds of millions of dollars into you having a free application on the phone to scroll all day? Okay, let's make this very clear. Social media was created to get the people to spy on themselves voluntarily. This is the literal purpose of what social media was created for. It was created after 9/11. The first quote unquote social media platform, if you can say that, was called 6 Degrees. Then after that, that's when you had other ones come in, MySpace and the photo bucket to add to MySpace, and you have all the other ones left. No. It was created after 9/11 through the Patriot Act to get people to spy on themselves in a way where they would accept it willingly. So the government could just watch you. Then he put up a question, what's on your mind? That's psychology. What's on your mind? Who the hell would ask you a question like that? It's a little invasive, ain't it? What you mean what's on my mind?
Yeah. And you feel safe.
And you feel safe. It's a way of breaking down your psychological barrier of safety. What's on your mind? Wow, a soft voice. Oh, come on. You can trust me. Then I start spilling my guts, telling you what kind of car I drive, what kind of food I eat, my address. Hey, they will be turning up. This is serious.
We just give it all away.
And just give it all away. And we think we're not giving out too much. No, it is a trap. Only put out what is safe, that if it is exposed, it will not destroy your life.
Yes.
Put out just enough. You don't need to put out everything, but I'm letting you. Absolutely. Why would a government invest?
I already done told y'all that. He already done told y'all that. We got to be careful. We can't say everything because I know we are trying to share information with each other and get out the points and let everybody know. But you can't, some things you might have to speak in code. Some things you might not be able to just show it, That's why he speaks in codes, and he hopes that those who know, and those who understand will get the understanding, because he knows this. Not only the information that we're sharing, not only are the people who you want to watch watching and understanding, but the people who you don't want to watch are watching and getting understanding as well, and developing a plan. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful with what we do. Let's see. Jihad says, I'm so confused. A lot of vegans had to go back to meat because we get certain nutritions from meat also, right? I guess we are all built different, each and every one of us. Yes, we are all different. And even when the veganism and all of that, those people, those different lifestyles, there are certain things that you do need to get from certain nutrients. But what they would do, from my understanding, is they will take supplements to get whatever they're not getting from that meat source. So yes, some of them probably had to go back to meat because they probably didn't want to take a pill, or didn't want to use whatever the alternative was to get what they were lacking from meat. So yes, there is a, from my research, there is that's just that downside to those different lifestyles. Yep, G Mama, she says, wow, self spying. Yep, now y'all know we talked about this earlier with them reading your minds, the brain waves and frequencies. Y'all think it's a game? It's happening. Sylvia says, Hudson, it's a balance. Too much of anything is not good. Right. GT says, definitely about balance. Right. G Mama said that's not Dr. Bobby. That wasn't Dr. Bobby Price talking, but that guy, he was being interviewed by Dr. Bobby Price. And I think Wrath 636 was telling you who he was interviewing, Dr. B. Cyrus. But that was on Dr. Bobby Price's show. All right, all right, all right, all right. We're gonna move right along to the next nugget, to the next nugget. Here we go.
Who had to come back to get us anyway. Different civilizations and galaxies, when you start getting into the Galactic Federation, talk about stuff like this all the time, right? So what I think is they're trying to prepare for that, and they're trying to get rid of the natural sun. That way they can charge you for light. Same way they charge you for electricity, when the electricity is really free energy. Same way they charge you for water, when water is come from within the earth that they didn't create. Same way that you have to go to the grocery store to buy fruit, when fruit grows on trees naturally. They're trying right now. Do you realize you have to pay for airspace now? You can't even fly in certain airspaces. Tyler Perry, I don't know if they swept this under the rug or not, but 2 years ago, he bought airspace, and somebody flew in his airspace, and he sued the people that flew in his airspace. How can you own air? So all the natural elements that we are comprised and made of, they're now charging for. So how can I charge you for sunlight? Kill the old sun, connect a sun stimulator to it, which is what they did during that false eclipse that we think was a natural eclipse. It was not natural at all, because right after that solar eclipse happened, the sun been different, the temperature of that sun been different, catastrophic events been happening, and there's plenty documented videos showing farmers, they mind is boggled because sunflowers that face the sun are turning their back on the sun. Cattle, hundreds of cattle's they under the trees. They not even out in the sun no more. Ducks and geese are not even flying towards the sun anymore. Who had to come back to get us anyway.
Y'all, I almost fell out the bed when somebody sent me this. I almost fell out the bed. I was like, wait, what? The sun ain't the sun. They did what with the eclipse? Wait a minute. Y'all, we're going to have to do a deep dive into this. I do remember when they was telling us about the eclipse and about to get ready for it or whatever. It just felt like to me, and I just didn't think about it anymore. But during that time, I was like, dang, I thought we just had one, and it seemed like the eclipses was coming too close together. Like I felt Like we had just had one a few months before that one. And I remember this because I was living in Louisiana. And for the first one, I was heading down to Krispy Kreme, right? Because they was giving out some kind of special donut during that time. Don't judge me. And then the one that came a little while after that, it may have been a year, may not even been a full year, but after that, I remember that one because the first one I remember it got dark for a few minutes and then it was over with. But the second one that happened, it only where I was living at, we wasn't gonna be able to see it, and it wasn't gonna get dark. It was only gonna be on certain states, I think half of the country or whatever. And so I remember that one. So I remember, to me, I was saying like something ain't right. Like they not supposed to be coming this close together like that, or it's not time. The timing was off to me, but I was like, well, my brain couldn't. I just couldn't think about it and put things together, but I knew something wasn't right. So I didn't think about it anymore until this video was in my email. Then now it makes sense. It makes sense. So I'm going to do some more deep diving on this, but I will be interested to know how you guys felt or what you guys think about it, in the comments. Let me know what you think. But it makes sense for them. I would like to find the information that he was saying about the plants. Like plants are not facing the direction that they're supposed to face. I have seen animals even in my travel up here to when I was moving, relocating from the south to here to Arizona. I would notice during the daytime when I was driving, the animals, when the sun was out, they were in the shade for places that did have shade. And then once the sun was like gone down, they would be in the other part of the grassy area that didn't have as much sun. But I didn't pay attention to the plants, and I'm have to go back and look and do some more research on that. So I plan to do a deep dive into this because I mean the sun really. Let me see what y'all say. What he say? Sunflowers are turning from, excuse me, are turning from the sun. I know mine do not follow the sun. Thought that was just a saying. Sunflowers follow the sun. Wow. They are playing with the weather, TZ says, and creating man-made stars and sun. So now that TZ have said that, uh, I haven't noticed it, but I've heard in conversations about there being at one point there was another sun in this. It was two suns in the sky. I remember that happening within these past 2 years, but I've never noticed it. It happened, but I saw a lot of people commenting on it on social media, saying at one point it was two suns in the sky and all that. But I ain't never really pay attention because when you hear this kind of stuff, you be like, your Western brain or your colonized brain or your program brain is not equipped to process this information. What it is equipped to do is just brush it off and keep it moving, which is what I did. I never did any research to see if there was any truth to what they were saying. I'm like, two suns, it can't be two suns, but there is other galaxies and other universes besides ours. So I'm like, well, maybe that's what they were saying. Or maybe it was a new planet. You know how they were saying Pluto became not a planet, but then there was another planet coming in the solar system. There's other planets out there. My brain just could not process this stuff. So I never really thought about it. So yeah, I'm gonna do a deep dive into this. And what I find, y'all know what I'm gonna do with it. G Mama says, "Oh my goodness, I remember the first eclipse too." Right, I remember it. But G Mama, I bet you didn't think about it until he just mentioned it. Right, the light bulb didn't go off. You probably just brushed it off like, yeah, whatever. TZ says one country already created the super sun. It's supposedly hotter. Look, I ain't even played the look. This next one of these videos, they gonna show you that they charging you for the sun. You could order the sun off an app on your phone. It's true. And I'm gonna show you. Teasy says, let me finish reading. She says, one country already created this super sun. It's supposedly hotter than the real sun. Jenna says, I'm not sure about that, but should do more research. Definitely, definitely. LGG says, sorry, I did a video on the sunflower rotating to face the sun. Okay, so weird. I noticed that my sunflower is moving. That blew my mind. Wait, LGG. Sunflower rotating to face the sun. Okay. How long ago was that? Was that recently? Jihad said, truth. It's easier not to think about things that I can't control, right? Everything is new to some, but they've been doing things our whole life. You are so right, Jihad. LGG said, I did feel the eclipse was too close together. Yes. Sylvia says, my sunflower would only face east, even in the afternoon when the sun is in the west. Wow. TZ says, whenever you hear of some anomalies in the news or online, please do research. I am finding there is so much hitting from the masses. It's ridiculous. I'm learning so much. Me too, TZ. We all are learning so much. LGC say doing too much? Nah, they doing too much. They down values of life. Yes, they do. GC says, our whole life. Yep, they've been doing this our whole life. TZ says, the thing is, they're hiding it in plain sight so they can say, we've been telling you all along. And that's the thing. Now, it has been in plain sight, but our brains have been programmed not to see it. Like, we just glaze over stuff. We just keep it moving. We don't pay it no attention, or we don't do our own research. We just take it as whatever somebody say. Summer 2024. Okay, LGG. That was this summer 2024, sunflower video. Gotcha. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let me pause that. Turn it up. Make it bigger. Take it back. Press play.
First, if you study the falcon, you realize that it's the fastest creature on the planet Earth. It can fly 280 miles per hour.
That's fast.
It flies higher than any bird on the planet Earth. Every creature, when there's a storm, seeks shelter, except for the pelican falcon. It can fly above the storm.
And it can look directly into the sun.
He is the only creature that can look directly. He has an extra eyelid that allows him to look. That's like looking in the face of the creator. No one can do that but the falcon. Okay, and he can see 2 miles ahead. The only other creature that rivals that is the hawk vulture. Okay, so you can't hide from him. You can't hide. You can't run from him. And he has no rivalry in the sky. So now you see why the great king said, "I am Shemsu Haru." Okay,
Very, very powerful.
first, if you
I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's a fun fact
What about when you met Quincy Jones?
from
When I met Quincy, well,
different religious backgrounds. Just wanted to have y'all to have that in y'all pocket. Fun fact about the falcon, right? Okay, let's see. We did the intelligence. Let's do this one.
People have gone on a 40-day fast and cured their cancer. The body was never designed to eat 3 meals a day every day. It wasn't designed to do that. We were hunter-gatherers. We would find food, we'd eat it, we'd go without food till we found more. But we eat food all the time. We weren't designed to do that. And so you need to give the digestive system a rest. You know, it's very, very active. You're putting a lot of wear and tear on the digestive system You need to allow it to rest and repair. I recommend fasting on a regular basis. As I say, I do it 1 day a week, and then 7 to 10 days once a year. And if you're really sick, people have gone on a 40-day fast and cured their cancer. People have gone on a 40-day fast and cured their cancer. The body was never designed.
Y'all, fasting. Just wanted you guys to hear that video to know the benefits of fasting. And we are so conditioned to know that you got to eat 3 balanced meals a day. Here is someone saying that that is not so. You're supposed to eat in cycles. You have to give your body some time to rest. Yes, we think of it when you go after you eat your last meal at night, after supper, that's it. And then overnight, your body is resting while you're sleeping. Well, not resting, but that's your way of letting your body have time to regenerate. That's when you don't eat because you're sleeping. You sleeping. Of course, you're not eating because you're sleeping. And then that's the time for your body to do what it needs to do. And then when you wake up in the morning, that's when you have breakfast or you break the fast, the fast you have from the last time you ate. But this here source is saying that you don't need to eat 3 meals a day. And I'm going to attest to that and say, based on the American diet, our 3 meals is too much food that we're eating with these 3 meals a day. Like if you take the American diet and take one meal, you can set that meal. The amount of food we eat in one meal is basically what we probably need to be eating in a day. I've noticed with my journey of being on Ozempic is it will decrease my cravings for food, and then I wouldn't be hungry, but at the same time I would take what I would usually eat before Ozempic. I would eat 3 and 4 5 meals, but now I can take that one meal that I was eating before Ozempic, and that one meal will last me all day. One meal that I was eating prior to Ozempic is what I am eating now that will last me all day. That one meal. And I have been getting blood work every 6 months and everything is fine. And I've been eating but I haven't eaten that one meal in one sitting. It's basically spreading that whole meal out throughout the day. And I'm hoping I'm explaining that correctly. So that's what this video is. It stood out to me. Him saying eat 3 meals a day. For us in America, that's too much food. That's gluttony, especially how much that they recommend that you sit down and eat at each meal, or how much you're supposed to get from each food group or whatever. That's too much. You probably could, I'm not going to say probably, you can take one meal and spread that out throughout the whole day and still get the vitamins and minerals and things that you need to survive and be healthy. So let me see what y'all saying in the chat. Jihad says, I say keep collecting your heirloom seeds because I see gardeners promoting hybrids like house tools. Yes, we talked about them hybrids yesterday, Jihad. Like, I don't know what it is or what we're thinking, but I got some videos on that too. Our minds is so set to think that if long as we ain't doing GMOs, we all right, because GMOs made in the lab, but some hybrids are not good as well, especially some of them that are man-made, depending on the purpose of them making that hybrid. Like, is that hybrid being made just to make that seed more appealing to the eye, or is it being made for human consumption to help the body, or is it made to hurt the body? Or do we even need to consume it as a human? But yeah, seed banks, I was saying that they are telling you to save your heirloom seeds in the seed bank. So, yeah, the more heirloom seeds you got, but it's hard to find heirloom seeds because hybrids, there's a lot of hybrids that have taken over. Not all hybrids are bad, but yeah, they're promoting them. And be careful with the ones that you get. Just be careful, people. Do your research. Do your research. Janet says his voice sounds like the eyebrow guy from what? Shit's Creek. I don't think I saw that. But eyebrow guy sounds funny. Jihad says, I agree with him 100%. Yes. G Mama. And I know because Jihad, with you going through your health crisis, I know you understand that part. G Mama says they force 3 meals and in between in the military. Right. They forced it. LGG says, I'm driving home from work, but when I get home, no. Note taking will begin. No problem. Be safe, LGG. Sylvia says, I see that too, Jihad. More and more hybrids being sold and at a higher price. Yes, you do not need to eat 3 meals a day. Definitely don't need to do that. And I'm telling y'all from my personal experience, I don't. If you measure my food, I have been off of Ozempic for about 2 weeks now. What I would say is that was my last resort to take that. But what it did was it opened my eyes back to paying attention to my body to when it tells me when I'm full. Before I took this, I would just eat and eat and eat, even if I wasn't full. If I had, even if I was full, if I had food left on my plate, I just was conditioned and trained to clean your plate. Eat it all. You don't want to throw the food away. That's being wasteful. So I would eat no matter how much food that was on my plate. I was cleaning my plate. And 3 and 4 times a day, you cleaning your plate. You getting a snack. You're eating all your snack because you don't want to be wasteful and throw that food away. When in actuality, your portion sizes are way too big. You can take 1 meal. If you think about it, think about 1 meal that you have throughout the day. That 1 meal probably consists of all the nutrients and everything that you need for that one day. And if you can take that 1 meal and spread it throughout the day and divide it into uh meals throughout the day or snack throughout the day on that 1 meal, that will be sufficient. But yeah, we're not conditioned that way. Sylvia says, I fast all day till I eat my meal for the day and drink water all day. That's good, Sylvia. GT says, I wonder what life will look like if 50 to 80% of us content creators reduce the 3 meal tradition and add 50% plant matter. Huh. GT, I was thinking about coming up with a program that we could do. We all come up with a program, all of us that have been paying attention to the information that we've been talking about lately. If we can get together and come up with a program or a diet that we could follow based off of the information that we have been getting in this community, and try it just for 3 days or for a week and see how it works. And then we report in to each other like on a weekly basis or a daily basis. We could do a live at a certain time and just report, hey, I'm having these symptoms, I'm having this, I'm having this, I'm having this. And then at the end of it, report what has changed, what we have found. I was thinking about that. So for you to say that, that is, we on the same lines. We on the same lines. Jihad says, I need to work on water big time, Sylvia. Coconut water, Jihad. Nah, coconut water. Do your research on that. We talked about that. Teasy says, I eat a full meal once a day, but I snack on popcorn at night. I have to break that habit. Yep, we all working. Mike says, when I was sick, I lived on broth like once a day. And despite feeling awful, was looking good. Hey, Mike, see that? I'm gonna live like that all January. Okay, Mike. Well, we ain't gonna know if you slim fine now, cause you don't show us. We're just gonna have to believe Mike said he's slim fine now. Mike says, I don't think we need to eat as much as we don't. We definitely don't. At least I don't. You're right, Mike. The American diet is a gluttonous diet. Sylvia said, most of us think we are hungry, but truly we are thirsty. Hey, that's in one of the videos. Give your body the water it needs. It helps control your appetite. Yes. Janice says she's on it with Mike. Jihad says, I fast almost 8 months. What? In intervals, I'm thinking. Let us know how you do your fast, Jihad. TZ says, there are heirloom seeds available, but they are expensive for some to buy. I try my best to purchase all heirloom seeds, but sometimes it's hard. Yes, because they're rare, and I'm pretty sure they don't want you to have them. When I wake, I'm drinking herb tea. Wait till I'm hungry. Eat healthy soup made with my bone broth and herbs. Then tea before bed. Okay, that sounds good, Mike. What's going on, Duval, City Guard Gardner? Hey, Duval. Phone dying, but we'll be back. Okay. Mike says, I bet I'll see positive. I'm pretty sure you will, Mike. I'm pretty sure. So Sylvia says, cutting sugar, carbs, adding more water, and more leafy greens, you will see a difference in a week. Wow. And look, y'all, proof is in the pudding. If you watch, y'all see how Lead be dropping weight so fast? Man, you know it works. We just got to get through them cravings and stick with it. Janet says, ooh, the 50% plant matter would be a very good challenge. Right, it would be. We're going to work on that. Jihad says, I'm at the end of the flu. Y'all, please get your lemon, raw honey, ginger, whiskey stocked up. It's definitely going around. I hardly ever go anywhere. Oh, well, I'm glad you're feeling better, Jihad. You and Mike was down for a while. I'm glad to see y'all feeling better. And we'll keep praying for y'all complete recovery. PIA says, I'm getting better with eating habits, drinking more herbal tea instead of coffee. Yes, look, I got a video on that coffee tea. PIA, they might just make you want to throw all your coffee in the trash tonight. Mike says, my squirrels think I'm sexy. Okay, Mike. We'll take their word for it. TZ, I will join you. Okay. But I can't drink a lot of coconut water or juice. I'll get my minerals from juicing. Now you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, we got to collaborate and come up with something, y'all. We're going to do a live one day and just set a live to come up with something, a challenge. And we'll only take people, hey, you won't be obligated to do it. And don't do it if you can't do it. But we want to get people that'll be dedicated to do it for real so that we can do it for experimental purposes and let people know, let people be able to see that this stuff's work or if it don't work or whatever, so we can know instead of it'll be our own way of doing our own research, you know. Mike says, I make my own broth. It's good for you and it's easy too. PIA say, I just made bone broth for the first time. He uses a pressure cooker. Yes, the first 5 pounds lost his water weight. Weight is really solidified water. She says, I let my bone broth simmer forever. Mike says, the prayers help. Yes, I don't. Well, we're so glad that they help. P.I.S. I don't own a pressure cooker. I use my slow cooker. Yep. Jihad said, I had to fast when I was sick. Everything, and I mean everything I just made me hurt, like close to death. So mashed potatoes was my. I remember that, Jihad. I remember you saying all you can eat was mashed potatoes. Okay. Yep, that was before your surgery. I remember that. I remember that. I'm so glad you're doing better now. I'm so glad. GT says, I am a seed king. I have a ton of seeds that are heirlooms. Bought more seeds earlier this week. I will get my chicken coop done and get that garage together. And planting food is going to be a lifestyle. Yes, yes. You're welcome, G Hood. It's healthy eating. Lean meat, veggies, fruits, natural sugar. If you have carbs, limit them to once a week. Only sugar from fruit. Right. Girl, I just got 4 cans of Jack Daniels coffee for Christmas. I don't know if you're gonna want to drink a PIA. You might want to go. Well, don't go drink them all night because we don't want you to go go into the hospital tonight for alcohol poisoning. But yeah, yeah. If I get to that video tonight, you're gonna be like, I don't want it. Mike says I'm gonna start a ton of arugula, broccoli rabe to use daily in my soup, and lemon basil and balm for those teas. That sounds so good. Okay, so let's see. The last one I played, that's the 3 meals. We did Dr. Sabi of the water. I think we did this one. Let me see. I'm gonna play it. I think we did this one. I'm not sure.
Distilled water to cook with, not to drink. Because distilled water has a pH of 7. It will rob you of your minerals. To drink the water, the glacier is good. Perrier is good. Anything that is done by Mother Nature. If the alkalinity is being obtained through a process of osmosis, it's no good. It will injure you because they have done it mechanically. Distilled water
Okay,
to
so
cook
he's
with.
telling you what kind of water, what you use distilled water for. You use distilled water to cook with only. But any other water is not good for you. All right. Let's see. The next one is this one. Much learning, much learning. Let me pause this. I don't think I played this one. We almost to the end, y'all. Almost to the end.
Just because somebody took two organic alkaline substance and crossbreeded them to create something else don't mean, for one, that it's GMO. There's a difference between GMO and hybrid. A very big difference. And it doesn't mean that it's not alkaline. Celery is one of the most alkaline things you can eat. Same thing as broccoli is one of the most alkaline things you can eat. I did a whole lecture on broccoli. Glucoraphanase, sulforaphane, glucosinolates, all these things inside these things. So we talking about superfoods. So we have to start studying and show ourselves approved. That's all I'm saying, y'all. And then you say that the lemon is a hybrid, and the lemon is one of the most alkaline substances on earth, and it's full of ascorbic acid, or what you'll call vitamin C. You know how many people that we done unclogged their arteries and we done healed their hearts by putting them on 3 to 4 lemon shots in the morning on an empty stomach? And I'm talking about without herbs. And you will see critical changes in their levels. So hold on. Hybrid lemon is out here healing people. Yes, it is. Hybrid celery is out here healing people.
So y'all, I just mentioned that, not all hybrids are bad. It all depends on, how it was created and the purpose it was created for. So you have to do your research. So that video came in right on time because we was just talking about them pushing hybrids, hybrid seeds. So it's just a matter of us doing our research, doing your research. And we talked about hybrids yesterday, and I think the main thing in that discussion we was talking about was we were saying that hybrids weren't man-made. Some of them are. Some of them are man-made. Somebody did that. It may not have been done in a lab. It may have been done with two organic fruits or vegetables or whatever, and you combining them. But still, it took sometime it took an actual person to create that. Some of it is not done in nature. Some things are not organically an organic hybrid. Some hybrids are man-made. So I just want to make sure we make that clear. G Mama says, yep, lemon water is healing. Yes. Sylvia says, I thought growing from hybrid seeds, you don't know what you will get. That's what we've been taught. If you get a lemon out of the store and you take that seed from that lemon, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a lemon tree. If you get an apple tree out of the store because it's a hybrid, we know that it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get an apple tree. But my what I was thinking, and here's what my thoughts is on that, because in our community, I've heard of us trying that from stuff that we've gotten out in the store. Have we tried that from an organic standpoint? Say, for instance, if you take something that you know is an heirloom seed and you crossing two heirloom seeds, a human being is taking two heirlooms and crossing it, and you know that they are pure heirlooms, and you come up with a different um, fruit or vegetable, that's a hybrid. So are they taking that in consideration and saying that um, if you grow a seed, take a seed from that hybrid, you're not gonna know what you're gonna get? Or are they saying it is because it's a cross between two different things that you don't know what you're gonna get? You might get either if you're taking an apple and an orange and you crossing them, you don't know if you're gonna get an apple. You don't know if you're gonna get an orange. You don't know if you're gonna get an apple orange. You know, it's a whole lot of things to unpack with that, and I haven't experiment with it myself, and I don't think, well, I haven't come across anybody in our community that may have thought about it in that way. So I hope that I'm explaining it correctly. So I can see why they say, in the store, if you get a seed from somewhere out the store, you don't know if you're going to get a lemon tree or apple tree because they do funny things in the store. But if somebody that's a gardener or a farmer that's doing it, you know, the right way, is that the reason why they're saying that you don't know what you're going to get, or are they saying it because you crossing between two species, so you don't know which species you're going to get? But I have heard that, Sylvia. I just don't know the rationale or the explanation. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat, and I hope I didn't confuse anybody. I hope I was explaining it. So Tixie say, "Who's going to log our weight?" She ready. Should we get one person to log our weight and we weigh ourselves once or twice a month, not weekly? The scale can be discouraging for some, weighing in weekly. Right. So I would think, yeah, if once we get it done, I would think, yeah, we can weigh ourselves weekly and have somebody log the weight that's not participating. But we do like they did for the watermelon wars, like you got to show yourself getting weighed. Well, we could weigh each other on live on somebody might not want them to see what they weigh you. So you got to be able to have a way to see you getting weighed so nobody can cheat. But we hope the participants will be honest and stand up right people. So yeah, that would be a good thing. That would be something that we can iron out once we talk about it. So Mike says, I lived on ginger and lemon water when I was sick. Oh, and I blended fresh cranberries and strained. I'm on cranberry juice for some reason. I'm just in love with it. You can get a hybrid by cross pollination in your garden, right? Okay, Mike said he don't weigh himself. He go by how his clothes fit. Probably some hybrids lose their nutrient value, right? It's a gamble until you go through. Hey, hey, let me see. I got a guest in the basement. Let me add him to the scene. Let me go to my thing. Y'all, welcome to the stage. GT Junior.
What's good with you? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, all right. When I made the suggestion, I was thinking that it was going to be more of a self-evaluation instead of a competition. That's what I was thinking. That
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we look at, because everybody's body type is going to be different. So
Right. Right.
we just have to be honest with ourselves and say, you know what, I did eat that little Debbie, so maybe that's that half a pound that I didn't lose. As far as
Yeah.
my goal. But it was too much for me to type. So I'm like, let me run up here real quick. I mean, my hair is all rolled up and everything. So
Yeah. Right. We family.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. All right,
But
well, I'm
yeah.
gonna go back down to the chat.
Okay. Thank you for coming up and saying that, GT.
No problem. Thank you for allowing me up. Trust the
No
process,
problem.
y'all. Yeah, yeah.
Y'all, that would be a good thing. It would be more like GT said, it's not a challenge and it's not a competition, but it's more for your own self, for you to gain for research purposes, basically, for us to know what works and what doesn't work. So don't get that twisted. We won't be doing, if we do it, it won't be like something for us to compete against each other, but it'll be for information purposes of not only for yourself but for our community as well. So GT want make sure I'm glad he clarified that point because I don't want nobody to get it misconstrued. If we do it, it's not gonna be because we all, like he said, our body types are different. Everything not gonna work for everybody, and you know we got to do it. Let's see. Mike says it's a gamble until you go through like 10 generations. Okay, with hybrids. Now, for example, the University of Minnesota created Honeycrisp apples. It took years. Okay, I get it. Sylvia says, I think I may get some spicy bell pepper. I had my peppers close to each other and I saved the seeds. Okay. Yeah, I think that's, and that would be what? Wind pollination. You didn't do that. So that wouldn't be, it would still be a hybrid, but it wouldn't be a man made hybrid. Jesus say, I'm with you, by you. That's why I believe all hybrids are bad for us. It happens naturally in certain environments, and there are a lot of variables, right? A lot of variables. They crossed two heirloom apples, grew them like 20. Okay, so that's how they got the apple, the Honey Crisp. And that's the one he said, no, Granny Smith is the one for dissolves the gallstones. Two heirlooms. Okay. I got you, Mike. I don't care if y'all know what I weigh. We on a healthy journey. I got you, Sylvia. Jenna says, I don't like using scales either. T said, I don't think we were competing. Okay, I didn't think we were competing. I thought we were doing it to encourage one another. Right. I don't want to compete. Just encouragement. Honey Crisp, yes, it's my favorite apple. All right, y'all. Let's go to the next one. To the next. I think I was making sure it was turned up. Okay, here we go.
Of it. So when I look at cheese, I don't just look at it like a slice of orange cheese. I look at that shit like it is the squirting of pus and mucus forming prolactin from a cow's tit. I'm not finna suck mucus and pus from a cow's tit, even if it look like it's in cheese form. You see that? When you eat a hamburger, you just look at this grilled, beautiful slab of protein on a grill. I don't look at it like that. I look at a bleeding, dead animal that you had to skin and do all types of gnarly shit to murder this animal just to eat it. So it don't make me put it in my mouth, and I know what it does to my body. See that I don't look at a candy bar how you look at a candy bar. I look at bleach white flour. I look at bleach white sugar. I look at carbonic acid. I look at uric acid. I look at many different nuts that ain't supposed to be made. GMO nuts that's mixed together with fake caramelization on it. That's what I look at. That's why I don't eat it.
Okay, y'all. This video I wanted to share because it gives you a different perspective of I can see why it's easy for some people not to eat certain things because they don't look at it as we look at it. When he said cheese, I love cheese. I love cheese. And when I look at cheese, I look at cheese, okay, I don't think about how it's made. But if I was to think about cheese and try to stop myself from eating it, I would just say, okay, well, cheese comes from a cow. Cheese is made from milk from a cow, blah blah blah. I wouldn't think about it as the way he said it. Now, if I think about it as cheese as being pus, do I want to eat pus? If you're thinking about it that way, looking at food in that way, then that's changing your mindset. You wouldn't want to eat it, as if like the man was saying with processed food, you basically eating poop. If I look at it in that perspective, then yes, it will be easy for me to say that I don't want it. I don't want to eat poop. Nobody wants to eat waste. Nobody wants to eat pus. So it's all about in changing your mindset, and in changing your mindset, you educate yourself to know the truth of what these things really are. And once you change your mindset, then I think that will help you to back away from not wanting to eat them, right? If you look at them for what they really are. Sylvia says, dang, man, you talking about one. Me too, Sylvia. I love cheese. Mike says, I made banana bread with unbleached flour. It was delicious. Wow. PIA say, wow, wake up, stop eating everything. Wow. Yeah. Basically, everything out the store, I look at the burger and chicken like he does, but I still eat it. I I don't. I don't. But I have never seen a chicken, killed in real life and the feathers being plucked and stuff. I've never seen that. But some people, look at it that way and they don't eat it because, especially if they know that that animal has been killed inhumanely, that's how some people are able to refrain from eating certain things, no matter how good it tastes. I don't, Mike says, I won't go back to processed food. Yeah. And it's a process, and that might not do it for some people. PIA say, I just snacked on cheese while I'm listening. Look, did it cut your appetite? Sylvia said, we will all be slim in about a month, right? Right. G Hud says, I don't know. I eat chitlins once a year. I know, G Hud. I eat them too. But I know what they are, but I have never seen the actual poop in the chitlins or seen them taking it out. If I see that and then I think about it, that might stop me from eating it. That might. Hey, Nikki, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Chicken and cow and rabbit poop, we use it as fertilizers in our garden. So we just have to decide what we truly want to eat. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we do eat that because we use it as fertilizers. We do that. She says, I never thought of the cheese that way. That made my stomach turn a little bit. Me too. Did GT, you love chitlins too? Me too. I know what they are, but when you eating something, you ain't looking at it like this had poop in it. I just look at it like it's chitlins. It came out of cow. And I don't take it no further. I don't take it no further. Let's see. She says, I'm glad I missed the video where they talked about cheese. You want me to replay it for you, Janet? I ain't gonna do that to you. I ain't gonna do that to you. Okay, let's see what's next.
The first protocol to healing, remove the cause. What caused the diabetes? The complex carbohydrate, the starches, the macaroni, the pasta, the rice, the potato, all those things that you've been trying to use to substitute for the original sugar. Family, it's only been 10,000 years. You've been eating complicated food, better known as complex carbohydrates, also known as starch, corn, potato, rice, you name it, all the flours, all the grains, all the deep roots. The first protocol to healing,
All our
remove the
lives.
cause. What caused the diabetes? The complex carbohydrate.
We've been eating that. Those things causes the issues. And when you get sick and go in the hospital, what they feed you? The things that's causing the illness. Right? Wow. Mind blowing. Wow. Mind blowing. Do you think it's a conspiracy? Folks, is it a conspiracy? I think not.
When it comes to mindset, we just stuck in our ways and we want to stay the same. And all of those people end up lonely and dying alone. You see it. You see people get left behind every day because they don't look in the mirror and they don't reevaluate themselves to reinvent yourself. You have to constantly reinvent yourself. Everything in nature does it. Everything have a shedding process in nature. Snakes shed their skin. Dogs lose their fur. Everybody go through these reinvention or this cocooning phase in their life multiple times before they die. Even your cells go through it. It's called autophagy. Every 120 days, your erythrocytes, or what you'll call red blood cells, die off and renew themselves. The bones, every bone in your body reconstructs itself every 7 years. Every 4 to 7 years, your hair follicle sheds off and you grow new, thicker follicles and strands. The nervous system, every cell in your body reincarnate or reinvent itself to keep up with society, to keep up with the environment that the biological body is in. Why don't you think you need to do that with your mindset? Because by default, every essence of your body do it. So I want to talk about grains for a minute. Now, when you look at grains are the seeds of grass. Now, grass been around for more than 100 million years, right? Been around for more than 100 million years. It was a science.
I ain't finna talk about my bread now. No, that's not the video we was doing next. But yeah, so that video I was showing you, not that one, this one. I was showing you was to show you how, we have to change our minds. And even though these things are uncomfortable, as we get older and as life goes on, things change, things evolve. And what may have been good for us to eat back then, it has changed through evolution, and it might not be good for us now. So things are constantly changing. So we always have to constantly evaluate things, constantly do your research to make sure we are in a line with what we're supposed to be doing. So let me see, read some of these comments. Let's see. So PIS says, I don't mess around with chitlins. No. Well, he went after macaroni. Yes, went after macaroni. My Renaissance grandma says it's true. All dairy products have pus in it. It comes out as they are milking the animals. Wow. So there you go. Somebody in our community put a stamp on it, let you know that it's true. Sylvia said, that sealed the deal on me not eating carbs. Helped me to look at it as poison for my body. Yes. Yes. Max says, I'm gonna never look at milk the same again. Right? Right? She said, I typed my comment wrong. I spelled chitlins being cooked. I smelled the chitlins being cooked once. I never unsmelled that. Yes. Bread is a carb, and Jihad says that's my weakness. She says I love chips. It's hard for me to give it up. So that wasn't one of my videos, but since he talked about it, I'm finna go ahead and play it for y'all. We'll see what he's saying together. Let's see what he say about grains, y'all. Let's see.
I want to talk about grains for a minute. Now, when you look at grains are the seeds of grass. Now, grass been around for more than 100 million years, right? Been around for more than 100 million years. It was a scientist in 1934 and 1942, an archaeologist. What they was doing was they was searching in the Saint Levant. They was all out in Levant, and they was looking for ancient culture. They ran up past a culture called the Natufian tribe, and it dated back almost 10,000 years ago. And what they noticed with the Natufian tribes, that they loved their grains. And if you look at the teeth of the Natufian people, their teeth was very rotten. Their teeth had holes in it. They had a lot of cavities and stuff like that. And you have to ask yourself, why do they have these cavities? It's actually from the grains, because these are high carbohydrates, meaning that these are many complex sugars. And complex sugars is bad for you, just like complex amino acids, or what you call proteins. These both of these things are bad for you, right? So imagine this. Imagine you trying to eat seeds and your body cannot break down seeds, and it's just going through the stomach and it's tearing things up. Not only that, if you look at a grain up under a magnifying glass and you test the actual proteins of grains. Grains have more than 42 amino acids. These amino acid chains are called high peptide bonds. This means you have many different amino acids stuck together, and this is what they call a protein. Now, you have many different proteins inside of grains. One of the proteins I want to talk about is called gliadin. Another protein I want to talk about is called wheat germ agglutinin. First, let's talk about gliadin. Gliadin is super bad because it comes from actual amino acid called prolamine. Now, prolamine is very, very complex in amino acid structures. Nothing can break it down. Nothing in your body can break it down. But guess what? The hydrochloric acid inside a carnivore, like a feline or like a lion, like a dog or a wolf, they can break prolamine down. They can break prolamine down. They can break gliadin down, but you can't. So what happens is gliadin has the potential to actually pass the blood and brain barrier and goes to your brain, and it actually look like opioid and a dopamine receptor. It looked like opioid and a dopamine receptor. So since it looked like that and it mimicked these protein receptors in your brain, it literally binds to the chemistry in your brain and it stimulates your appetite. That's why when people eat donuts and people eat bread and people eat things in pizza, you can't get enough and you want to eat more and you want to eat more. Not only that, it is showing that gliadin actually changes your mood swings. It actually acts as serotonin and change the way you view reality and change your emotions. So we see a lot of people that is high off the bread and that's high off the grain. They have anger problems. They have mood swings. They have all these different issues. You see what I'm saying? And then you cannot break them down. Remember, I said that it's over 42 amino acid chains. They break down in probably 9 amino acid peptide bonds, or what you call proteins. So the hydrochloric acid breaks a few of them down, but it always leaves 6 polypeptide bonds. These polypeptide bonds are strong enough to actually knock over the villi in that small intestinal tract that I call the duodenum, and then they go and pass the blood barrier, and then they start it's called a primary antigen, and it causes an immunological response. So a lot of people with like celiac disease or allergens and all these different diseases is coming from the actual proteins that your hydrochloric acid cannot break down because you're not made to eat grains and eat the seeds of grass. You see that? Not only that, grains are very, very, very dehydrating. They actually suck all of the water out of the cells and leave salt in the cells and leave potassium, or what you call potash, in the cells. That's where potassium come from. Potassium, potash. So, and it leaves all of that there. Now, not only that, it's another protein called wheat germ agglutinin. Now, when you look at the word agglutinin, this comes from a word called agglutination. Agglutination means the coagulation of the blood, the coagulation of the circulatory system. So we have a protein that's inside of grains called wheat germ agglutinin that actually coagulates your blood. And this is the reason why a lot of people get clunky blood or they have poor circulation when they're eating a lot of breads, they're eating a lot of donuts, they're eating a lot of spelt, they're eating a lot of rye, because of this thing here. Now, let's not talking about gluten. If you cut off the word of gluten, it's something called glue, because it have that agglutination in it. These things cluck up the blood and they cause your circulatory system to go low. Now, the problem with that is you have something called acetylcholine and acetylcholinesterase that's actually produced by the adrenal glands, and it releases these hormones and these chemicals into the bloodstream to kick on the lymphatic system, so you can start draining all the metabolic waste that you've been eating and that your body been breaking down. Now, if your blood is coagulated and if your lymphatic system is stagnated because everything is going through this coagulation or agglutination because of the wheat germ agglutinin that you've been eating, that means that your body will not detoxify itself naturally. So you're stopping your body from detoxifying itself naturally from eating these grains. Not only that, it's causing an immunological response. So the lymphatic system, defense system, is going to respond, and it's going to be very mucus forming. Then it trips the thyroid gland and the parathyroid, the T cells and the 3 cells. So now you have calcium being pulled from the calcium matrix of the bone to become a buffering system for the acids and for the mucus. So now this is where you get gout from. This is where you get all these different arthritis and these symptoms from, and your bones and your joints start locking up because calcium have come to save the day, trying to put out the inflammation and put out the acids. And we already know that uric acid and carbonic acid, which come from carbohydrates mixed with calcium and mucus, it's called solidification solidification. It's going to calcify and solidify. So now we got people walking around with gout. We got people walking around with mushrooms growing out their skin. We got people walking around with toenail fungus and fungus problems. We got people walking around with cirrhosis of the liver because the fermentation cannot happen properly. So now the fermentation is creating alcohol because you're eating grains, and grains cannot be properly broken down in your body. So all of the other things that's being left over that can't be alleviated from the body because the lymphatic system have been slowed down because you're not producing acetylcholine and acetylcholinesterase because the coagulation of the blood and the coagulation of the lymphatic system because you're eating gliadin, which come from wheat. You see that you're eating wheat germ agglutinin, which come from wheat. You're eating gluten, which come from wheat. You're eating the amino acid promaline, which come from wheat. You're eating the actual lectin called zein, which come from your corns, which come from your grains. You're eating all of these different constituents that's not made for human consumption. These things are made for herbivores. These are not made for omnivores. These things are not made for frugivores. These things are not made for carnivores. They're made for herbivores. Herbivores are your 2-ton species animals like your cows, your horses, your hippos, and things like that. Their body can make these things, and their bodies have more than one stomach. So they can eat these things. You can't.
Well, and I want you guys to also take into consideration that some of these things that he mentioned are things that are processed stuff. Some processed foods you can't eat because the things that they put in there to process it is not made for human consumption. So that's why we have all of those issues. But we know corn is not for human consumption, but we still eat it. And then we have I'm pretty sure Jihad don't mind me saying when she had her surgery, she was suffering when she eat nuts and stuff like that. It would irritate her and cause her intestines to be inflamed. That's I've had several patients that had that issue when they have, and I'm pretty sure Janet can attest to this too. When you have IBS, certain things when you eat it, it irritates your system. It goes through there because it's not broken down. It goes through there and actually cuts your intestines, and then that's where it becomes inflamed. You come with the bleeding, you have the pus, and then the infection and all of that inside your intestine because your body can't break that stuff down. So, guys, let me reach out comments. Look, I think, yeah, I think I'm wearing y'all out. Y'all like, oh my God, oh my God. But y'all, he's saying not to eat, things, but you can make these things if you grow it yourself. Some of these things are not made for human consumption, but the ones that are, that don't cause you problems, don't get it processed. Make it yourself. Let's see. Genesis. I was told gluten was the devil. Yeah. Oh wow, this might explain. Oh my goodness. G Mama says I was told I was angry black woman. It must be all the bread I consume. Look, y'all, it's so much. It's so much. I'm gonna go ahead to the next video so we can get through this. I want to be uh wrapping this up within these next few minutes. So let's go to the next one. That's this one. Okay, let me pause it. Turn it up. I don't want y'all to be discouraged and not eat nothing. There's things out there for us to eat. We just can't eat the things, the processed foods. And in replacing your processed food, that just means you make it yourself. And then we need to find out which things are for human consumption and which things are for animal consumption.
I don't eat anything all day. I only eat one meal a day. And the reason that I only eat one meal a day is because your body go through 3 phases. Your body go through ingestion, then your body go through digestion, then your body go through cleansing. So I only eat once a day. And when I'm on tour, when I'm touring, I try to like refrain from my consumption of animal products because it leaves plaque in the veins and it takes longer for the body to break it down. I guess my lifestyle is fast because I only eat one meal a day.
Yeah.
But like when I fast,
Water fast and things like that.
like when I do that kind of fast, I do like maybe usually like 10 days. It usually take like 6 days before you get rid of the mucus lining. And that's the lining that lines the intestinal tract to keep like diseases and stuff from getting into your body. So when your body don't have no food, what it does is it eats all your bad cells. And you know, it's just rejuvenation to the body. Your HGH hormones spike, your human growth hormones, they go up. It's beautiful. Fasting is the cure for everything. I hate to say that like that, but it is.
Absolutely, not for sure.
All conspiracies contain a nugget of truth. Watch this.
Yes, they do.
You're a conspiracy, brother. There aren't that
Y'all. He just backing up, saying amen to another video what we was talking about earlier. And I'm showing you, remember I told y'all don't look at the messages, look at the message. People know this. It's just, it's already been known to certain people. We just got to catch up and get it and get with it.
The knowledge is here now. There is no more secrets. There is no more secret societies that's holding back knowledge. You see, the white boy understood that they would keep people dead long enough until they would be so dead until there will come a time where they will be so much immersed in ignorance until they can give them knowledge and they will reject knowledge. And that's when you start putting out all the knowledge. That's why you go to your family members and they reject the shit. And mainly you. So they know that most black people reject this. I don't want to hear that black shit. I don't want to hear that shit, that old crazy voodoo shit. So because they reject it, now they can put the stuff out. So there is no more such thing as secrets. The secret is that the masses of the people hate knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So as of around 1985, they knew that the people would reject knowledge because they knew you rejected it in the 70s and the 60s. So they said, now we can put all the stuff out that we had held for the last 140 years that we dug up around the world. And as a result, that's why we only have less than 1% of the amount of people that really bears witness to what the hell is going on.
That's just the echo of what we've been saying. The table is being uncovered. Everything is coming out.
No cooked food whatsoever, as you know it. All what you may call this raw food, but we know that's another lie, because there's nothing raw about my pomegranate, my lettuce, my tomato. All of this food is cooked by the sun. So in the tradition of our great inventors, people like Imhotep, the father of medicine, myself, and coming up with what I call sun-fired food, acknowledging the raw energy of the sun. It is not raw. No cooked food whatsoever, as you.
So I just wanted to play that because it comes up with a different perspective of just sharing with you guys how some people may say you need to eat raw. And then to some people, even when you're eating natural food that's not cooked, they still consider it cooked because they say it's been cooked by the sun. Just food for thought. Food for thought. Sun cooked. Yep.
If thou shalt not kill, then thou shalt not eat of the flesh of that which has been killed.
There seems to be so many contradicting messages in the Bible because the minute you say something like that, someone's coming back with, well, this person ate in the Bible, they ate this, and how do we get through to people?
We were told to love God, that which is beating our hearts and breathing us, that which is perfectly and divinely designed us, that which is the animating spirit of all orders of existence with our whole body, heart, mind, with all of our might. We weren't told to love a book more than we love our body. Then we weren't told to love your cigarettes more than you love your lungs. You understand? Love your reefer more than you love your lungs. Love your alcohol more than you love your bloodstream. I'm just saying is that at this particular point in time, we need to realize that the laws that govern existence came so far before the Bible. The Bible cannot excuse us or absolve us of our duty, obligation, and responsibility to be knocking, asking, seeking for the truth when we see that there is something seriously wrong in our realm where our parents are dying from cancer, heart disease, diabetes, dialysis, all of this. So no, we are in the midst of a sea of sickness, illness, and disease. We are being herded like cash cows in multi-trillion-dollar business of sickness, illness, disease, and if thou shalt not.
Food for thought. More food for thought. Just offering a different perspective of what people are seeing. I think that may be. I think I prayed. Yeah, I prayed that one. Played that one about the brain waves. I prayed. Didn't I play y'all? Let me think about the brain waves. Yeah, about the phone and the brain waves. I did that. I did that. I didn't do this one.
So don't eat vegetable oils. If you just did these things, you will be extremely healthy. Avoid sugar, avoid fructose, avoid fine flour, and avoid vegetable seed oils. Vegetable seed oils made from seeds. That doesn't mean coconut oil. That doesn't mean olive oil, because that's made from the pulp. That doesn't mean butter. It means sunflower seed oil, soy oil, canola oil, all the oils that are manufactured. Those are the ones you must completely avoid. So don't eat vegetable oils.
Okay, so I played this video because I've never heard that seed oils are unhealthy for you. That's something new for me. Hey. Let me put you back up here. Give me 1 second, y'all. Where you at? Oh, there you go. I've never heard that about the seed oils. Welcome to the stage, y'all. GT Junior.
Okay, I got one more thing to say.
Uh-huh.
When it comes down to food, we have been being tricked for a long time. If you look at history, food has been the cause of a lot of things. So just pay witness to, you know, these little facts. All right,
Yeah.
that's it. I couldn't type all that. All
I
right, y'all.
appreciate you.
All right.
Pay attention, y'all. These are imperative life and death things that you need to know for you to continue to live and be healthy. So I just want to make sure y'all have the information and we are equipped to be our better selves. Okay? So I played that video about the oils for the nuts because that's my first time hearing it. So I'm going to do a deep dive into that research as well because I was always told that I know we don't do the vegetable oils because of it being processed. We don't do the peanut oil, and they were saying that canola oil is the best oil for African Americans because other oils causes prostate and all of that. But then again, you have to think about this is processed food that we talk about, right? Processed. So if we do the oils that we make it ourselves, um, it will be healthier. But is that something that is for human consumption? So that's where I ended up with that. Is nut oils, is it for human consumption? Is nut oils for human consumption? So that will be my dilemma on that. I know that the processed oils are not good for you. Of course, I can agree with that. But if I make it myself and don't have all of those additives and it's not going through a process, um, is it healthy for me now? But he doesn't elaborate on that. He just says, those oils. So I'm going to do some research on that and find that out. Let's see.
I'm coming into your hospital with diabetes and you serving me mashed potato salad, macaroni, all kind of stuff with complex carbohydrate. You got me off of fruits 20 years ago, but yet you got me on insulin now. What was the fruit connection? Why now you got me on insulin? You got me on dialysis. Now you're telling me I only got 10, 20% use of my kidney. Why didn't you tell me this when I had 80%? And get me off the cause. I'm coming into your hospital with diabetes and you serving me mashed potato salad, macaroni, all kind of stuff with complex carbohydrate. You got me off of fruits 20 years ago, but yet you got me on insulin now. So this video stood out to me a lot because
You know, we have these diseases, and then we go to the hospital to be sick, to be cured, or to be helped. And the very thing that causes the problem is what they giving you. You go in the hospital, you had a heart attack, they're gonna put you on a cardiac diet, or if you have a problem with your sugar, they're gonna put you on a diabetic diet. But those foods that they have on there are, even though they may say this one is bad, worse than this one, it's still causing you to have diabetes. It's still causing you to have hypertension and high cholesterol. So just want y'all to open up and see that. See that. I know y'all going wild in the chat. I can't get to
Their
it.
whole trick is to change your mind. If I can make you think you not nothing, if I can make you think that gland don't mean nothing, yeah, the appendix, it don't mean anything. You can live without it. Then you take your appendix out, now you have all type of gut problems because the appendix is what actually produces bacteria. Oh, them tonsils, take them out. There's no reason for God made a damn mistake, buddy. Then they take your tonsils out. Now you can't even drain your brain because your tonsils are big ass lymph nodes that drains your brain from amyloid protein, from acid buildup in the brain, from all type of things. And we wonder why we're very, very high when it comes to bald-headedness. We wonder why it's high when we come to neurological diseases. We wonder why we high when it comes to autism, when it comes to dementia, when it comes to Alzheimer's disease, because we don't even know where to drain it from, because the lymphatic system drains into, the lymphatic system drains into the lymphatic system by way of the tonsils. See that? They be making you think that these body parts on you, God was just like, damn, I got some extra pieces. Let me just throw this shit in here a little bit. You know, like the creator was just, damn, there was some extra pieces left. Let me just put that on there and call that a lymph node. Let me just put that on the skin and call that a hair. Let me hang that from the vagina and call that a pubic hair. No, Most High don't work like that. Most High do not work like that.
Wow.
Their whole trick is to
see how they done told us that some of our organs that we don't need, and they done made us get rid of them. They done made us get rid of them. Y'all, I could go on and on and on and on. I have so much more, but time will not permit us. Let me play this one last one. This will be the last one. Hold on. This is the last one. But I thank all of y'all for joining me. Hope all of you guys hit that like button and share it out the live. And I hope you guys have gained some great insight.
PFAS. What does that stand for?
PFAS. So per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. It's a huge chemical class of about 15,000 different chemicals. And that includes things like PFOA, PFOS, and PTFE, which are more commonly known as Teflon, non-stick chemicals.
Like this non-stick pan that I have here.
Exactly.
So there's that PFAS. PFAS.
Yes, PTFE is the chemical name for Teflon. So Teflon is used to create the nonstick coating. And it is believed that because it is so chemically stable that it wouldn't come off the pan into your food. But that's not true. There's evidence showing that there is transfer from the cookware in normal cooking conditions into food. Not only that, when you heat that pan high enough, it will vaporize and get into the air. And if you inhale it, you run the risk of experiencing what's known as Teflon flu. And it basically has flu-like symptoms when you inhale that stuff. And so that would be considered an acute exposure. So a one-time higher dose exposure. But what we really need information on are the chronic low doses that we're getting just by cooking our daily eggs on there.
Have there been any studies done on the impact of people cooking on these versus people that don't cook with these non-stick sort of Teflon pans?
Well, I can tell you that they've measured the amount of chemicals that are coming off of the pans. And so if you've ever had a nonstick piece of cookware, it scratches very easily.
Yeah.
And some of these scratches are microscopic and invisible to the naked eye. Studies have found that a surface scratch can release 9,000 particles from that nonstick coating into your food. And if it's a crack, that number jumps up to 2.3 billion particles that are transferred into your food.
What's that going to do to my health? What are these PFAS doing to my health?
Well, PFAS are linked with several types of cancers. So kidney and testicular cancer, thyroid disorders, which thyroid problems are so common these days, but they're not normal. Then we have increased risk of miscarriage, preterm labor, preterm birth, preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure during pregnancy. That's could be deadly. You also have increased obesity that's linked with PFAS chemicals. And PFAS also contribute to an increase in endometriosis and PCOS.
Oh, really?
People who have endometriosis and PCOS, they have found to have higher levels of PFAS in their bodies. And PFAS are found in everybody. No one's exempt. Everyone has PFAS in our bodies. But whether or not they're able to exert toxicity depends on your inner environment, depends on how many other chemicals your body is working to fight off.
Grains, which is the seeds
Okay, y'all.
of
So that's
grass.
the
You
end
can't
of
break
this
down
live.
gliadin. You can't break down
I
prolamine.
want to say
You can't.
thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys in these YouTube streets. I appreciate all of you for coming in. And we'll continue this at another Gumbo Conversations time. I appreciate y'all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't be discouraged. There are some things out there we can eat. We just need to make smarter choices and grow our own, right? Right. So thank y'all and have a good night. I will see y'all in the YouTube streets.